discussing applying for unemployment insurance during the COVID-19 pandemic. Myself, Tyler Offerman, will present with Stephanie Langeth to talk about this, and I'll go ahead and hand it over to Stephanie to start us off.
Hello, this is Stephanie Langeth. I'm with Legal Aid at the Bluegrass, and I hope that you can hear me all right.
Yep.
Okay, good. So we're just going to discuss a little bit about unemployment benefits and how to apply for them. Unemployment benefits are there as a safety net, and there are benefits that are administered by the state that provide weekly or biweekly cash benefits to individuals who have lost wages or become unemployed. Can you go to the next slide? So there have been some great changes to unemployment due to the coronavirus. Kentucky has expanded eligibility to many people who are not traditionally eligible for unemployment. So self-employed individuals, independent contractors, employees of religious organizations, substitute teachers, gig workers, people who have worked part-time. They've really opened this up to a lot of people who would never have been eligible before. So you can possibly be eligible for benefits if you've been laid off, if you've had a reduction in work hours, if you're unable to work due to COVID-19, such as if you are, if you suspect that you might have the virus or you're waiting for a diagnosis, if you're taking care of a household member that has been diagnosed with it. This one hits a lot of people. You're providing care for a child or other household member who can't attend school or work because it's closed due to COVID-19. You're quarantined per the advice of a healthcare provider. Or if you were scheduled to start new employment and you could not as a direct result of COVID-19. So really, it opens the door for people. The weekly benefit amount that unemployment pays is based on a percentage of what someone's earned in their last 4 quarters. But in Kentucky, the benefits range anywhere from $39 to up to $552 a week. And they used to only last for 26 weeks, but because of the CARES Act, it's been extended to a period to last up to 39 weeks. The CARES Act also approved for the federal government to pay an additional $600 a week until July 31st. This payment is in addition to your regular unemployment benefits. So there will be some people who make more money drawing unemployment than they did when they worked. So it's a really, really great benefit program. Next slide. So just to kind of reiterate, who can apply for unemployment benefits? Pretty much about anyone. If you're self-employed, a substitute teacher, freelance worker, the list goes on. So if in doubt, my suggestion is to apply. The governor made these changes and we have really benefited from it. So a lot of people have asked us, do I have to search for a job while I'm receiving unemployment benefits due to the coronavirus? And the answer to that is no, you do not. While we are under a state of emergency, the work search requirements have been suspended. So that's a very good thing for everyone to keep everyone safe. Can I apply for unemployment benefits if I am a DACA recipient? The answer to that is yes. Assuming you meet all the other requirements, your status as a DACA beneficiary should not affect your filing process, and you should qualify for unemployment insurance.
Yeah, and this is Tyler Offerman. Just to add here, if you do have questions about your immigration status and if you do apply for unemployment, since there are many different types of immigration statuses, please do contact an immigration attorney just to clarify.
So how do you apply for unemployment benefits in Kentucky? The best way to do that currently is on the Kentucky Career Center's website. If you cannot use the internet or a computer, or not successful doing so online, you can call, and their phone number is listed on the slide here. They're asking that you only apply on a specific day based on the order of your first letter of your last name. And that's listed here. So people with the last names that start with A through D can apply on Sundays and so on. If you miss your day to apply, you can apply on Friday. Another change they made was that they got rid of the 1 week waiting period. So as soon as you are unemployed or had a cut in hours or lost your job due to COVID-19, you should apply immediately. Don't delay the application. Next slide. This is the website for the Kentucky Career Center, and it has a lot of information about the pandemic unemployment benefits, and you can go towards the bottom of the page, and it has where you can file your claim. Can you go to the next slide? These are the things that you're going to need when you apply. You have to have your personal information, which is easy to supply, like your social security number, your date of birth, your mailing address, your phone number. But you also need to have the information for all of your employers from the last 18 months. So the names, the address, the phone number, the dates of employment, and reasons you're no longer working for each employer. And there's some other information that you may need to apply as well that's listed on the slide. Go to the next slide. This is the claims process timeline that's been laid out by the Kentucky Career Center. So on day 1, you file your application. They say on day 2 that the Office of Unemployment Insurance will determine if you have a valid claim. And then on days 3 through 12, you will receive a letter that states the amount of your payment. Day 13, if there are no disqualifying factors, they'll generate the payment either by direct deposit or a debit card within 2 to 5 days. And then day 28, if you continue to be unemployed, you can request your second benefit payment. You can do so online with the address listed there, or you can call them. You can always check your claim status by going to the claims website and look at the account summary and see what the status of it is. I will tell you though, some people have gotten wrongful denial notices, either electronically or mailed to them. We've heard of people who got a notice both electronically and written saying that they were denied, but they were actually approved and they got a debit card with their benefit payment on it. So there are some issues in the system, but they're working really hard to get that worked out. If you go to the next slide. So when there's an issue, they are asking you not to file a second claim for the same one if there's some issue that comes up. But at the end of the day, if it ends up, this was a denial that you got and the unemployment office says it's a valid denial, you can appeal your denial. And it's a very fast time frame to be able to do that. You have to appeal within 15 days of the date of mailing of the determination. So the first stage of the appeals is to appeal with the unemployment appeals branch. And the best way to appeal right now would likely be via email. And that's a really nice option. We have their email address listed on the slide. You can also fax it, or you could mail it. Now, I caution you on mailing the appeals unless you could send it by certified mail with return receipt requested, because you need to have a way that's trackable, that can track when you mailed the document and when it was received. So unless you send it by certified mail with return receipt requested, there's no way to verify that they actually received your decision, or, pardon me, your appeal. So if you email, you could put a read receipt on the email, or they may reply back to you promptly. And if you fax, you can get a fax receipt. So those are really safe ways to send in the appeal. On the back of your denial notice, or on the second page, however they print it off, it also gives you kind of a deadline that says you need to appeal by this date. So it's helpful to read the appeal procedures on your denial letter. When you send in your appeal, it has to be in writing. So you cannot just call the appeals branch and say, I want to appeal. You have to put that in writing. It has to list your name, at least the last 4 digits of your social security number, your claimant reference number if you have one, and your contact information. If you have questions about the procedure, you can always call the appeals branch with any questions that you have. There may be a delay in getting through to them, but their number is listed. And most importantly, if you do need to have a hearing, you can call your local legal aid and ask for representation for your hearing, and they will review your case.
Yeah, and this is Tyler Offerman. If, excuse me, I can just add, Stephanie already pointed out that the state is telling applicants who are applying for unemployment insurance that if you receive a denial letter, but you meet the qualifications that we've laid out, you likely do qualify, and any denial letters you get should likely be disregarded. Now, that's a really tough thing for me to say, because normally whenever we advise clients, if you get a piece of paper saying you've been denied, we want to sort of take immediate action on that. So please do contact your local legal aid office, reach out to one of us. I'll put our contact information to clarify. But if you go back over the groups that are newly eligible because of the changes made in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, and you meet those qualifications and you receive a denial letter, don't panic. You more than likely qualify. A worker is more than likely pulling your application out on the back end and manually approving it. Now, I wish we had clearer guidance and I could say clearly, if you're in this situation, yes. If you're in this situation, no. Unfortunately, things are really fluid right now. We've heard of clients who applied for unemployment 4 or 5 weeks ago and still have not yet received their payments. This is really unfortunate. We also understand that the state is dealing with unprecedented applications. So while we do want to be understanding of their situation, we also want to make sure that you get the help you need so that you can be made whole as soon as possible. So please do contact your local legal aid office or one of us for more information. Great, and then just want to make sure to add our contact information here if you do have any questions, concerns, or comments. That is all of the technical information that we had, but I did want to open it up just to any of our presenters. If you had any other last thoughts, comments, or things you would like to leave us with. Great. Well, I'll go ahead and add, like I said at the beginning, the safety net is meant for everyone. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, some of us were living in crisis and we needed that safety net. Many more of us are now finding ourselves in crisis because of this pandemic. The safety net is meant to be there. There should be no shame or stigma in utilizing these resources because they are meant for us in this moment. So please do reach out to any of us if you need assistance, if you have other questions, or if you just need someone to talk out your situation to make sure that you understand what is available to you. So with that, we'll go ahead and close this space. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you do have any need, please do reach out.